Noah looked like a fool too when he kept saying it's gonna rain, right? With his Billy the Ark. Yeah, the rain coming now.
Hey man, that's the Colorado effect. As we enter the year 2025, Travis Hunter goes off into the NFL, Shador goes to the NFL, and Shiloh hopefully gets better dancing classes. We have to take a look at what is next for Colorado. We are currently in the dead period of the transfer portal. I believe it will reopen in the third. Then we have the spring transfer portal. A lot of things happening, a lot of things moving, a lot of things shaking, a lot of things that are going to be looking very different. Today we're going to look at some updates. We're going to see we've got some more transfer portal targets already and people entering the transfer portal. So things are happening, things are moving. We're just going to do like a flatline update. I'm recording this on the 31st. So, you might get it on the 1st, but this is going to be like a top of the year update of where we stand for Colorado when it comes to the transfer portal and a few other things, man. I really appreciate y'all supporting the videos within this year. I'm looking for amazing support in another year and y'all to be great for another year. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content, and let's get right into it. All right, so like I kind of alluded to, we got coaches moving, we got coaches grooving. I got a little timeline here. And after I do this little timeline, it's nothing crazy. We're going to review a few things when it comes to the actual transfer update as well. And then from there, we're going to watch a little bit of this well-off media video too. So first things first, more of a congratulations and something that Deion Sanders has alluded to since he, has, really been coaching. And if you've been keeping up with them, and it's the fact that, that rising tide of, starting to win some football games in a 9-win season from a previous 4-win season is going to have some people looking at you, especially, probably the worst team in the SEC at Mississippi State. Mr. Coach Coach Lode Holt, what's it called? Coach Phil Lode Holt, and I think there was another coach. Oh, yeah, Coach Vincent Dancy, I believe, O-line and D-line coaches. Yep. Mississippi State hires the Colorado offensive line, Coach Phil Lode Holt, and the outside linebacker. I apologize, Coach Vincent Dancy. I think I had a mix with the names there. Two, I think, really good hires. I think at least one really good hire. Outside linebackers. That's pretty good dogs on the outside too. So I say two really good hires there because this is an edge coach, right? So and the edges for Colorado were really decent. The offensive line, might not have been the best in the nation, but definitely a large jump from last year. So if you're one of the worst teams in the SEC trying to make a jump, you'd probably take two of these people who have seen a terrible, not culture, I would say, but at least terrible when it comes to playing culture in these specific positions and be able to kind of take the new, turn there. I think the biggest loss is Coach Phil Lode Holt. Like I said, that giant jump that happened, right? He worked with Jordan Seaton for that full year, his full freshman year, right? I think that the intangibles of being able to be with these certain individuals and kind of coach with them and get that tutelage from them, right? And know certain things from them, I think is going to be hard to replace. But at the same time, you have to sit back and really understand what this means. It means that this is Colorado and Coach Deion Sanders is really starting to branch out his own coach tree. How crazy is that to think, right? You got the Saban trees, the Saban tree and the Belichick tree are basically together, right? You got your the West Coast, you got your Shanahan trees, you got all these different trees, and then it looks like a Deion Sanders coaching tree, just kind of spindling out there. It should be interesting. So that's cool to think about. So I hope he does great things there. Now, transfer portal, we have center Hank Zilk. This was the center. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That was replaced by Mr. Cash Cleveland. Obviously didn't get as much burn as you'd want to see. So he hopped in the portal. Very interesting to me that he hopped in the portal when the time he ready. But I'll read this quick little excerpt for on 3. Was Zilinkis gone? Deion Sanders will have to reshuffle the offensive line going into 2025. A new era for Colorado with other departures like Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. Now that the Buffs have tasted a bit of success under the Coach Prime's guidance, a standard has been set for Colorado football program. Sanders understands this, and his team is expected to perform under the lights, and touched on that fact after the 36-14 loss versus BYU in the Alamo Bowl. We already reacted to that, and that was, again, a big thing of what he talked about. He said, look, one of the reporters asked Deion, they're like, hey, so like, what's the biggest thing coming into this, new year, improved wise, XYZ, that you'd expect or that you should be expecting? And he's like, expectations. That's it, right? That's the only thing that should be understood going into this next year is that people now after a 9-win season, people are going to expect us to win 10. They're going to expect us to get to the playoffs and take those next leaps and bounds. So we talked about a center entering the transfer portal. Well, they've already have somebody in their sights for a transfer portal. Like I alluded to, you have that January 3rd open date back for the transfer, or at least when the dead period ends for the fall transfer portal. I believe that's an extra period for playoff teams and stuff like that. If I'm incorrect in special circumstances, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. The 2023 second team All Sun Belt selection has played in 35 career. This is Louisiana Tech offensive lineman Zarian McGill. He's visiting Colorado this weekend. Obviously, he's got his hand on the ball, not just on the dirt. So if he needs a new center, or if they're looking for a new center, they're good to go there. So just getting into more general news, general updates, and things to take a peek at and take a look at. This one's super cool and super quick here. You got some future Colorados are in the All-American Bowl doing phenomenal things. You got Quentin Gibson. We did a whole video on him, so you can go check him out. We got Julian Lewis. You know who this guy is. Should I do a video on this? I might have a little video. We can watch some film just like we did with Quentin Gibson. This dude, forget my video. Just go watch his tape. Forget my video. This is the most exciting 5'8", 6". I don't know how tall is he. I don't know. He's an explosive tron. So you got Julian Lewis, Quentin Gibson, and London Merritt. I believe this is another wide receiver. I'm not familiar with all these high schoolers. A lot of high schoolers to keep up with. You know, I'm not gonna keep up with all these high schoolers. Gosh darn it. Wide receiver Colorado. Wide receiver Colorado. Colorado wide receiver Mario Miller. Just lets people know, hey man, he's a buff man. He ain't going nowhere, man. So if all you Colorado people worried about that dynamic wide receiver room, you're not gonna lose another Miller to the transfer portal in another year, supposedly. So apparently he's locked in. I believe he did have that injury this year that had him sidelined. But before that, he was making some really clutch things. He was showing up in a lot of places, and he was that wide receiver that was kind of, I feel like, almost what Will Shepherd-ish became, right? Where he was that intermediate guy. He could take it deep, but it was, whoa, pause, not take it deep. He could get balls and stretch the defense a little bit, but it was more so him being that safety blanket when Shador, scrambled out and being able to hit him there and really being a sure catcher for third downs and a possession guy. So that was great. Now, there's silver linings and everything, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you want to talk about a prime effect, let's talk about prime effect, right? Okay. You know what I mean? Now, me as a Texas fan and who's really good at being able to claim the success of things that's not you and remix it and spin it to make it you, because you know how the Texas is the only thing that's keeping the SEC afloat. You're welcome. I'm going to spin this too, like a lot of Colorado people are spinning it and seeing all them 8 million views and be like, hey, man, that's the Colorado effect. Now, we're going to ignore the fact that 8 million people tuned in to watch one of the most embarrassing Colorado football performances. This was one of the worst performances. I think this performance was worse than any performance of last year, except maybe that blown lead. What was that, Stanford? Maybe except that crazy blown lead. This might have been the worst performance because it was just sad. Like y'all, I just turned it on. I just hope for a good game for these bowl games. Who care who wins the sarsaparilla? Like nobody would have made fun of Colorado except for like real haters. They wouldn't have really been able to make fun of them if it was a close game, if it was 32-30, 33, if it was 35-30, if it was like a, you know what I'm saying? If it was like a barn burner last second, dang, people would be, oh my God, Colorado lost. But they wouldn't be clowning them like they're clowning them now. And think about 8 million people. That's gonna be the last thought of Colorado football they're gonna be had. I hope that puts a chip on Deion and more importantly, every single person in that locker room shoulder. Because Julian Lewis, who's trying to start his first year, obviously you have Caden Schultz with the transfer out of Liberty in there and Tennessee formerly. So we'll see if he gets to get that immediate start. So if he wants to do that, he's gonna have to do that, understanding that it's gonna be a lot of flag going his way. But again, the Deion Sanders effect is in full effect there. So that's good to see. With this last bit of time, watch a little bit of
Junior stand up.
Watch a little bit of well off. Let's see what we got. So this is in the loss. I want to see right after the loss. I just want to see what the vibes were. Take me post game in this loss, and then we'll dip out of here.
Y'all gotta fucking talk. The atmosphere of expectation is the breeding ground of miracles. Today, you expect to make a play in the second half. Expect to score a touchdown. Expect to make a block.
That was oh yeah, no, nothing good happened. Nothing good happened there. Take me to the end, Playboy. Take me to the end. Oh, they ain't got nothing positive. Oh, okay. I was hoping for like some positive stuff at the end or something. Let's hear what the halftime thought process was. It wasn't positive.
Let's send our seniors out right. Let's go. And put the proper guy.
All right, just talk you to the side and back. You hit. All right. If you leaving the way. BJ, if you're away from the back, y'all give these motherfuckers a cover.
With no time left in the first half. Our score. BYU 20, Colorado 0.
Whoa, they're gonna copyright it. If I could for a second, and I'd let this play because it's copyright music. They're just coming in. There is nothing worse than walking. Like you think like at the loss is bad, or like the ending in the loss. There's nothing worse than going into the halftime losing bad. It's better losing bad and just walking in the locker room to end the game than it is for halftime. Because halftime, you know what I'm saying, you don't get your ass chewed out. You feel me? So, it was a quick one. He was in there and out of there. What's this little thing? We'll pop out.
And put the proper guys out there to block for him. He's coming out of the end zone. We're going to get the ball. We're not going to have any penalties, and we're going to go down and score.
Yes, sir.
Let's take care of your assignments. That's what we're going to do. We understand that? Let's send our seniors out right. Let's go.
I don't know how much y'all watch basketball. I do some work related to basketball. Darvin Ham, there's like this joke on NBA Twitter of Darvin Ham in the huddle talking about, hey, energy. Hey, do it the right way. That just kind of gave me that. Just kind of gave me energy. I just feel like Deion Sanders was clocked out of the Alamo Bowl, rightfully so, because it's the Alamo Bowl, and they were down 20 points, and I feel like it was just a series of unfortunate events. Go back and watch that. It wasn't that the defense was bad, and people got mad at me for saying that. The defense didn't play bad, dog. It was just bad, and then a fourth down, and then a pit, and then it's just like. It was raining, it was pouring, and at that point it got out of hand. And as someone who's played a lot of football and knows how possessions work, I'm sure he was already counting. I mean, you're 20 up at the first. Unless you have a phenomenal storming comeback victory, it's going to be hard. And when you have two first round picks that are about to go, it's hard to think that the energy is going to come right and be that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not high school, but that's it. That's just a small little update. I wanted to take a pop and peek into the vibrations of the well-off media. Y'all go watch the full video. We don't watch their full videos, of course. We don't steal content, but if you enjoyed these videos, man, leave a like on this video. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content and everything else in between, and we'll see you next time. Peace.